If anybody's watching this on playback, because no one's in the live yet, I had to switch over my glasses because it's too difficult for me to wear my, they're not bifocals, but whatever it's called, progressives, because they're the right part of the glasses is never in the right spot. So, hi, I see somebody popped in. This was just random. I had time. Thought I'd come on, see if anybody wanted to chat. You having a good night? Hi, Diana. Oh, it's so nice to see you too. Thanks for popping in. This was just really a last minute thing here. And, you know, I thought I've got some time. Let's see if any of my friends want to chat. Are you having a good night? Well, I don't know. It might not be night where you are. Here it's 7:30. I forget where you're from. Everybody tells me, but then I hear from so many people I forget. We're going to have a picnic for 4th of July. Does anybody have plans for 4th of July? Hi, I see there's 2 in here. I am, thank you. I'm from Utah. Okay, so it's 5:30. Not quite night yet. I think Darla from It's in the Bag Crochet with Darla is from Utah as well. I think. I feel like there's more people from the West Coast than the East Coast that I talked to. So, anybody have any fun plans for the weekend? Oh, 5:25. What is it here? It is 7:25. So we're exactly 2 hours difference. You're living in the past, man. We're not doing anything for the 4th. Do you have plans? We are going to have a picnic on the 2nd at our house. I'm pretty excited. I put out some invitations on Facebook and I've only heard back from a handful of people. I don't think people RSVP anymore, so we're thinking we could have anywhere between 5 and 50 or 60 people show up. So it's a mystery, but we'll have a lot of food if not that many people come. I think there's probably going to be at least 15 probably, because I think that's about how many people RSVP'd. So I'm sewing together my shirt for Wearable Wednesday. I'm really excited to have it finished. Once it's sewn together, it'll be finished. And then compare this one to the Dollar Tree cotton one. I hope it'll be fun. I like doing that kind of stuff. We don't do it as often as we should. I think my husband and I are both kind of like homebodies. Well, my husband sometimes gets like I don't know, they call it, he and my father-in-law call it wanderlust, where they want to go and explore the world. But I think that's different than planning social events. You know, other than that, we're kind of like keep to ourselves people. So, hello, Regina. Hi again. I'm so glad that you popped in. That's so cool. How are you doing? What's new with you? I love your name, your YouTube name, Yarn Lover. That is awesome. I think we could all have that as our name. Yarn Lover. Hi, Not Magic. I love that one too, KNOT Magic. There's a YouTuber called Not Monster KNOT. I think that's pretty cool too. Diana said, my husband and I don't do much anymore, although we did just get back from an Oregon coast vacation with our kids and grandkids. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Oh, I bet you had so much fun. Oh. And then Regina said, burning up in this heat. Oh my gosh. We had about 85 degrees here in Pennsylvania. Another yarn, Shannon. Hello. I'm glad you popped in. That's so nice of you to come and say hi. So you must be crocheting up a storm, Shannon, because I saw how much stuff you made. Holy cow. I thought I crocheted a lot. No. Well, you were knitting too. And I was impressed on how much you got done in the knitting, because at least for me, knitting moves a lot slower. So, and knitting all those beautiful sweaters. Wow. That's something I want to do. It has been productive. I can tell. And thank you again so much for reviewing my book, giving me such a nice book review. If anybody hasn't seen it, Shannon from Another Yarn, she reviewed my dice bag book, and she made 5 dice bags from that book. That was awesome. And you're right, like you and other people have been making the bags and saying they don't have to be for dice, and that's true. They could just be little trinket bags and stuff. I had to figure out how to market it though. You know what I mean? I didn't know what the best way with dice bag, drawstring bag, you know, I don't know. And Shannon said, yeah, knitting is slower. I'm working on a hat with double strands if left over sock yarn. Oh, with leftover sock yarn. Yes. Oh, okay. That sounds nice. Our Things We're Making Thursday is doing a hat right now with raffia yarn. Boy, that's hurting my hands to make it with raffia yarn. Sorry, I'm trying to get that stitch in. So is anybody feeling the effects from marketing was fine? I agree. You had to pick something as a niche. Yeah, thank you. It was tough. Oh, Diana, thank you for stopping by. I'm really glad you popped in to say hi. We'll have to, hopefully you can catch another live and we can chat some more. It was hard to pick, you know, how to market it. I almost want to do it twice, you know, once as dice bag and other as drawstring bags, but I don't think you can do that. Does anybody else have 4th of July plans? We're having, on the 2nd of July, we're having a picnic here. Some of you might have heard that already. Regina said goodbye to Diane. So do you guys want a sneak peek of this shirt? I just have one thing sewn on. Oh, Shannon doesn't really have any plans. Let me turn it right side out here. Oops. Oh well, get that later. I will babysit the doggies during fireworks. Oh, Regina, I've heard that's miserable with dogs. I've never had a dog, but I've heard other people talk about it and how much dogs dislike the fireworks. All right, well, here is how it looks so far. I don't have the side sewn. The only thing that's sewn is the sleeve up here. But I'm really excited to have it put together. Not Magic said no plans other than trying to stay out of trouble. Is that hard for you? Hard to stay out of trouble? Is your name Tansy, not Magic? I wanted to make sure that I'm saying the right names here. Is it Tansy? Hopefully I have my names right. I'm trying to remember everybody. Regina said neighbors started last night and it wasn't even dark yet. I called the police to check with city ordinances. Yeah. We haven't had anybody do it here yet, but usually the 4th, there'll be people out there. Hi, Ivy. I'm so glad you're here. Not Magic said it'll be nice. We were talking about the fireworks on the 4th, and someone was saying about their dog, you know, not having to babysit the dogs through all the fireworks. I was saying I never had any dogs, but I have heard that sometimes that's really hard for the dogs when there are fireworks going off. Oh, not Magic. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm really, really excited about this top. I have high hopes for it. Sometimes that's a bad thing though, because then if it doesn't turn out like how you were expecting, then it's disappointing. Hi, Maritza. Good to see you. So what is everybody working on right now? Everybody working on a project? Oh, thank you. Ivy, would you want to be my moderator? I didn't plan for a moderator. I just kind of popped on. Do you do moderating? Oh, Roberta. Okay. Roberta, I'm going to write that down because I don't know why I thought it was Tansy. Not Magic is Roberta. Okay. Hopefully I'll remember that now. Okay, I'm going to make Ivy my moderator. Add as moderator. Thank you. I appreciate that. Designing a set of Wizard of Oz dolls? Oh my gosh, that is cool. I hope you show that. I would love to see that. beach ball bag. Oh, neat. Ivy said she's resting her wrist from doing the beach. I'm assuming that's ball bag. Regina said, I had a doxy that refused to stay in the house, and every time we lit a firework, he would bark viciously until it went off. I've seen a video of a doxy that stole the rocket and ran with it. Oh, that's scary, especially if it was already lit. Oh, my word. So Ivy is putting everybody's usernames up there, I guess, so we can all go and, subscribe and check each other's channels out. I appreciate that. It's funny, I never used to think I would need, oh no, now I'm wrong. Not Magic says I'm Dorothy. Oh, I got it wrong twice, darn it. Dorothy. I'm on Dorothy. No, you're Roberta, but you're on Dorothy. Oh my gosh. Oh. I'm so sorry. I have to read. Roberta. The people ran while the dog ran with it. I think it was Roman candles going off. Okay. Got Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion done. Oh my gosh, I would love that. I would love to see that. So, question, have any of you ever read the Wizard of Oz book? Oh, and Toto, awesome. Because if you haven't, it is really cute. I bought it on Kindle, and I thought I'd read it with my boys when they were little. I think they were little when we read it, so it might have been 10 or more years ago. I got you, Roberta. You're on Dorothy. It took me a minute to catch on to that. But the book is so cute. So it was probably about 10 years ago that I read it with my kids, and it's a part of a series, and the book is so cute. It starts a lot like the movie did, but then it deviates a lot from the movie once you get into into that whole Oz world. So if you haven't read it, I would recommend it. I kind of want to go back and reread it. Oh, good. Roberta must have read it because she said it's not like the movie. Yeah. There are parts of it like the movie, but it's just really, really, it was cute. It was so cute. I would definitely recommend reading it if you haven't. And so I read the book. My boys and I read when they were little. We read the book together, and then we watched the movie, and it was just neat to see the reaction for the book versus the movie, because they're like, "That's not what happens. That's not what happens." Of course, a lot of books to movies are like that. Or sometimes they just leave out details. That always bothers me. Like when the Harry Potter movies first came out, I'd read the books and went and saw the movies, and I hated the movies. I like them now, but I didn't. Okay, so Not Magic said, then I went to Michael's and so many things to make. Oh, it's too dangerous for me to go into a yarn store. I have to avoid it unless I know there's great sales. Although I am looking for something because I want to make, after I finish this wearable, I want to actually try to do a knitted wearable. And I saw this pattern that it says skill level easy, and it's this knitted shirt. I really, really want to try it. And it calls for Karen cotton cakes. So I have to get some because I don't have any. But I was trying to figure out what colors I want and where to order it, because it's different prices in different places. And I saw that Hobby Lobby was having a sale. They don't sell the Karen cotton cakes, but what are their cottons called? I can't remember. I saw they had a sale on those though. I didn't know if it would be a good substitution or not. Oh, okay. Regina said no one will sit in a movie that long. Yeah, that's probably true, but it's just disappointing when you're like, wait a minute, you left out some of the stuff. And then Not Magic said since it was a series, they had to combine it into 2 hours. Yeah, very true. Shannon said, I'm in Colorado. There's going to be a yarn crawl 3rd week of July. Yeah, and then Regina asked, what's a yarn crawl? I was just about to ask that too. What's a yarn crawl, and can we do it where we live? The only thing I'm imagining is a bar crawl. Not Magic said, Michael's has buy one, get one 50% off, and my son-in-law works at Michael's, and I get senior citizen plus I had 2 rewards and a $10 coupon. Whoa, that's an awesome day. Very nice. Yeah, you're like a kid in a candy store. Shannon said, I think this year it is where the LYSs get together and promote each other. Whoa, Roberta, cool. Yeah, that's really nice. Hi, Darla. I'm so glad you popped in. It's great to see you. I was just putting my shirt together for Wearable Wednesday. I have this one random yellow string I need to tuck in the corner. I made that way too long. It's a shame. You don't want to waste. Hi, Michelle. It's so great to see you. I'm sorry I haven't popped into some of your lives for a while. I keep seeing them and I'm like, oh, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. Just had a lot going on. My boys are on the swim team, and so they've had a lot of meets. So Shannon was saying she's going to a yarn crawl, so we all asked, what is that? And it looks like she said 1 week, all the stores promote each other. There are chances to win gift baskets. Each store, when you go, has a free knit crochet pattern. What? They need to do that around here. Ivy said, last time I saw in a movie, it was double matinee Jaws, Exorcist. Enough for me. Oh, thank you for putting Michelle's channel up there. Michelle has some awesome lives. I do really enjoy going and attending her lives. But like I said, I've just been really busy. We've been running around with the kids, going to swim practice and swim meets and stuff like that. Roberta said that the darn employees did their job and the shelves were stocked. That's dangerous. Regina said, last time I saw a movie, it was Cold Mountain. Oh, I don't know that movie. Was that good? Was it a good movie? So this is inside out, but I'll show it again. I'm just sewing together my Wearable Wednesday shirt. And it's somebody donated this really nice, I have been saying Kaboo, but I was listening to somebody else on their channel and they pronounced it Kobo. So if I'm saying it wrong, I've been saying it wrong for weeks. If anybody knows the correct way to say this, let me know so I don't sound like a weirdo pronouncing it wrong. But I figured it was a mix of cotton and bamboo, so that's why I was like kobu or kaboo. So anyway, that's what I was making this shirt of. It's inside out because I'm sewing the seams, but you know, for those of you who didn't get to see it, it looks like this. So Regina said that was an excellent movie. I'm going back to Roberta here. I'm sorry, all of a sudden my eyes started watering. A bar crawl would be going from bar to bar. So maybe a yarn crawl, you can hop from store to store and get cool specials. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Oh, it was about the Civil War. Okay, awesome. Marina, hi, how are you? I'm sorry that my one eye is closed. All of a sudden it just started watering. Regina, I remember one, but not the plot. Okay. Like you say boo, kaboo. So I am saying it correct with kaboo. Shannon said that's exactly what the yarn crawl is. Ugh, I need to move to Colorado then so I can go do it. As far as I know of, there's nothing like that around here. But that's pretty awesome. I would love to do something like that. Kobu, Kobu, Kobu. Okay, good. So I was saying it correctly, but when I heard the other person saying it Kobo, I was like, oh boy, I must just not know what I'm doing. I apologize. Ever since I've been going through menopause, my eyes have been watering a lot. They get dry and they water, and my doctor said, oh, that's just a symptom of menopause, you know, just like, okay, you're falling apart, but that's normal. I keep wanting to say, no, it's not normal. Please fix it. I don't like that. So Marina said, hey, I'm doing well. How are you all doing? So happy to see you having an impromptu live, Heather. I'm glad to be able to do it. The summer has been a little bit easier for me to do that. I work at a school, and so I don't have to work over the summer. Of course, I still have to like drive my kids around to all of their activities, which is fine. It's a pleasure to be able to do that. But it's not like I have, you know, my whole time free. But it does make things a lot easier to not have to think about going to work. Hi, Soila. It's good to see you. I'm glad you popped in. We had a nice chat last time Soila was on. So. Roberta said a yarn crawl would be more dangerous. I'd have to save for a year. Very true. I'm very sorry. Thumbs up, please, Soila said. Woohoo. Something else that might be contributing, I just noticed because I smell it now. My husband we just bought a table for outside on our patio, but we didn't have chairs for it. So my husband is making benches for the table, one bench for each side, and I hear him sawing, and I can actually smell it, even though he's in the basement and I'm on the second floor. I can still smell it. So I wonder if some of that dust might be in the air. I don't know, but I'm not crying, honest. Oh, I'm so upset now. Regina said she just realized her shirt is on backwards. I've done that. I've also gone to work with socks that don't match, but I work at a middle school, and a lot of the sawdust tears, yeah, a lot of the kids don't wear matching socks. So I don't think anybody even took notice when I didn't have matching socks on that day. Regina asked what state I live in. I live in Pennsylvania. We're getting some of that, what's that one? Oh, okay. So I'm going to, if I can, I was going to turn this around and show you. We are still getting some of that fog. I don't know if you can see it out the window from the fires in Canada. We had it really bad a few weeks ago. And then, thank you for getting that, Soila. I saw it. That's why I have you guys. But it's not, our air quality is not as bad as it was a few weeks ago, but like the past couple days, we've been definitely seeing the smoke from it. For those of you who don't know, someone just put an inappropriate comment into our channel or into our chat here. And thankfully, Soila was on top of it. It was funny because I didn't really know that I needed moderators until somebody told me I needed them. They said, oh yeah, creeps kind of come on sometimes. And then that same chat, somebody came on and said something like something about how ugly I was or something. I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, I'm 50, I'm not a supermodel. I don't expect to be. How close am I to Canada? That's a good question. I would not have considered myself close. I mean, you have to go all the way through New York, the rest of Pennsylvania and New York to get there. I would say it would probably take us 8 hours or more to get up to the border of Canada. That's just a guess, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Soila was quick. I need you to come to all my lives. Yeah, but it's crazy like how the smoke is traveling. You know, when I heard about the Canadian wildfires, I just didn't give it another thought for how it would affect us because I didn't think it would. But it's just nuts. I know somebody from New Jersey who was saying that people went back to wearing masks because of the smoke. And people aren't doing that around here, but Regina said I would have whacked him. I saw him immediately whack a troll. Soila said, Roberta, I don't play with them. I'd rather say sorry than let the garbage bother the chat. Yeah, it's fine. Marina said, you're beautiful. Trolls say provocative things to anyone, so it's not based on reality. And then Ivy said, I was checking out Page and he has 2 subbies and no content. Pfft, yeah. Yeah. Just somebody trying to get a rise. Unfortunately, that happened to my son last time he did a live. My son is autistic and he has a site called Roman from My Life with Autism. And he did a live and somebody came on and probably asked like 5 times in a row, said something like, how long you been off crack? How long you been off crack? Because he's socially awkward. But he ignored it and everybody who was in the chat ignored it and they just stopped after about 4 or 5 times. They probably left. I don't know what happened to them. So, yeah, there's just people out there looking for a fight or whatever. So I know I asked this earlier, was what are other of you working on? I heard it's a learning process. I heard the Wizard of Oz characters, and I think that's so exciting. I would love to see that. Regina said, I think most of them are teenagers or even middle school. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I know people feel emboldened in virtual situations, but honestly, some of the ways that kids in the middle school have talked to me is shocking. And the schools are afraid to discipline anymore, so nobody gets disciplined for anything. I was called, now this wasn't this past school year, it might have been 2 years ago, but I was called the C word, which I don't even like to say. So, nobody gets in trouble for anything. So, or if they do get a detention or something, since we don't have an after school bus, if the parents aren't able to pick them up, then they don't have to serve their detention. So, yeah. So there's just no respect. Anyhow, Marina said, I'm making my daughter a mini plant hanger. Cool. This one is a string of pearls. Last week I made a Pathos mini planter. That sounds so pretty. I would love to see that. You'll have to either send or post pictures or something. If you're on the Things We're Making Thursday, you should put it up there too. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's awful. Soyla said, Marina, that sounds cool. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see how that looks. Did you follow a pattern or did you just make up your own, Marina? What grade do I teach? I'm special ed 6 through 8. Marina said there are some tutorials, very cute. This one today is a recent one from Brunatically. Oh yeah, I saw that. I subscribe. I can't speak today. I subscribed to her and I saw that she had some really nice, she's been doing a lot of plant things lately. She's doing those plant coasters, that it's like a planted pot and then you can pull them out for coasters. Okay, Roberta said, I have those on my watch later list. I still have Dorothy by your name, not magic. Roberta, I need to cross that out. I almost called you Dorothy. I asked Not Magic what her name was, and she said that it was Roberta, and then she was talking about how she was making the Wizard of Oz characters, and then she did a comment later that said Dorothy. And I was like, oh, your name's Dorothy. I'm out there. Marina said, the tutorials are so fun for me, even though I can read patterns. Yeah, I like the coasters too. You know what? It almost feels like you're doing the pattern with that person when you do the tutorial. That's what I've noticed. Regina said, Ivy, you do amazing things with beads. I would like to get some beads for a shawl. I want make with a yarn art cake that goes from white to yellow. What color and what kinds would you use? Soyla said, is anyone else crocheting while in the chat? I'm sewing together my crocheting project. The shirt. Soyla said, Regina, I agree. Ivy is so talented. I'll have to check out those beads. Marina said, thanks everyone. Yes, I'm crocheting. Roberta said, Soyla, I had just put up my crochet. Soyla's crocheting too. What are you crocheting, Soyla? Did you say, oh no, did you say what you were crocheting already and I'm just out of it? Oh my gosh. Roberta said that her mom's name was Dorothea. Dorothea? Is that how you say it? Is that the German way to say it? Dorothea? Regina said I sent 2 emails today because I sent the first one halfway through. Oh my gosh. Sounds like something I would do. Oh my. I'm crocheting granny squares. Do you have a plan for those granny squares, Soila? No, not yet. There's a lot to do with them. You can make a lot of things with granny squares. Marina just asked what you're planning on doing with the grannies. So what are your favorite things to do in the summer? What have you guys been doing? Is it crocheting? Because that's my favorite thing all year round. A bag. We just did the hexagon bag for things we're making Thursday. That was a bear to put together. Marina said, you guys, I went down a crochet rabbit hole this morning. In someone's video I saw she had a crochet flower kind of curtain behind her. I did a search on YouTube and found several tutorials. Oh, are you going to be making a curtain? Somebody just made a curtain. It was Critters Crochet. Teresa from Critters Crochet. She just did one for her kitchen. It was really pretty. It wasn't a flowered one, but it was still really pretty. Soila said she's seen them too, the curtains. They look really nice. I've seen people put beads in there crocheting and knitting, and they make it look so easy. I haven't tried it. I'm sure it's not easy, that's my point. But some people are just so good at it, they make it look easy. Oh yeah, you just put it in. What would you make? What's your favorite thing to make with the beads in it? Like with the crochet or knitting? Like what kind of projects do you put beads into? Marina said, I'm going to be making that. My daughter Sophia is totally into it, so that means we can pick colors and I can start making flowers. Total stash buster, which I need. That's awesome. sketching a curtain for my daughter, but can't quite get the design right. Oh, wow. That's pretty neat. Soila said, my problem is I'm too slow and I don't have enough hours in a day. Does anyone have extra time to send me? If only we didn't have to sleep, right? I haven't tried it, but maybe. I don't know what I'd make. What would you guys make with the beads in it? Or what do you make with beads in it? Because I think some of you here put beads into your crocheting and knitting. I'm still old-fashioned bead crochet necklace in round tubes, but easier way to do it is, I don't know what that is. Does anybody Tunisian crochet? That's also on my list, or Tunisian knit, I guess is what it is, not Tunisian crochet. That's on my list to learn. If you make a crochet flower, you could add beads to it. Oh, that would be pretty, Marina. That would be really pretty. I was thinking like a purse with beads on it too, like for a little girl, or jewelry, you know. Coin purses. Oh, yes. I've seen that. Yeah, that would be nice. Marina said, I wish. I want to make all the things. Oh, a beaded shawl. Regina said she wanted to make a beaded shawl. That would be pretty. I had all kinds of shawl designs I wanted to try. There's so many beautiful out there, but I never wear them. I just feel like it's one more thing I carry around and then it gets lost. Soila said, I've also heard people use beads just to keep the strands of thread together. Oh. Gina said, Ivy did beautiful beaded work and donated them to an auction. She's amazing. Oh, that's so nice. Roberta said, that's another rabbit hole. Tunisian can be very addictive. Marina said, yes, I love Tunisian crochet. Okay, Ivy. Ivy said she'll be right back. I think I would love it too. I need to take the time to learn it. Soila said a shawl is on my bucket list, but I still haven't started. Yeah, there's so many pretty ones out there, but like I said, I just never end up wearing them. Oh, okay, Marina said that the best intro to Tunisian crochet is Tony from TL Yarns and Crafts. I'm already subscribed to her, so that's good. I can go and check her out. She has a ton of tutorials, I think, or a ton of tutorials. Regina said she doesn't have the hooks. I have one. It's right here, actually. I don't even know, does it have a size on it? This is a 5. So this is the only one that I have. So I'll have to make everything in a 5. Soila said she agrees that every time she sees something, she wants to make it too. But really, you can start a small Tunisian practice project with a regular hook. I've heard that. Sarah, hi. Just got home from work and see that you're live. Oh, it's so good to see you. I was just thinking about you today, Sarah. I was thinking I need to text you tonight sometime. Just see how you're doing, because I hadn't heard from you in a couple days. So Sarah, it's inside out. Oh, hold on, I'm just throwing that away. But I'll give you a sneak peek here. I have one side and then the top sewn together. So hopefully it'll be good. Marina says hi to you, Sarah. Thank you, guys. They're saying they like the two-tone. I like it two-toned also. I probably should have done the other one that way, but I was just thinking, oh, I'll just do it all one color. But it does look good in the two-tone. The pattern has it in 2 colors. Oh, thank you, Regina. I'll be glad to see it finished too. This is actually the second time that I'm making this shirt. So I had the pattern and I wanted to try and make it, but to make it with the kaboo, we were just talking about that, when I priced it out around here, for me to get enough yarn, it would have cost $54. And so I decided to go to the Dollar Tree and I used their cotton blend and I made the shirt with that. And then one of my subscribers was so sweet and they're like, why don't you make it with the kaboo? And they sent me enough kaboo for me to make it. So I'm going to do a comparison of how it's like with the Dollar Tree yarn, because it cost me $13 to make it with the Dollar Tree yarn. So it was quite a big difference in price. Be glad to see it finished. Thank you. Me too. Roberta said, I was just going to say that you don't have to have special hooks to learn. Oh, we're talking about Tunisian. I have a blanket. I'm doing it in the round. It's like a spiral. Soila just said that was so thoughtful. It was. It totally took me by surprise. I didn't even know what to say when I opened it in the mail. I was like, oh my gosh, that was so generous. So I'm going to compare them because I actually really like the one I made for $13 with the Dollar Tree yarn. I have worn it a bunch of times and I've washed it and everything. So, but the pattern does call for the kaboo, so we'll see. It's kind of neat. I would love to do series like that, but I would have to be sponsored by a yarn company or something in order to do that. I would love to do series where I make things with 2 different types of yarn, one that's more expensive and one that's less expensive, to see if it was worth the extra cost. So, you never know where life takes you. Maybe I'll do that sometime, but it's just not feasible for me to do that right now. Thank you. Everybody's complimenting my top. Thank you, thank you. Roberta said, yeah, I'll see what I mean. It's not like I needed the yarn today. She was saying that she went to Michael's and splurged on some yarn. Didn't really splurge because it sounds like you had a lot of discounts and stuff. Is there not a website you can go to for substitute yarns? Am I dreaming again? No, Regina, there is. There is. And I've done that. I've done that for other projects too. There was something, I made like a boho poncho type shirt, and I don't remember what it called for, but when I priced it out, that was really pricey, whatever yarn it was. But I went to that yarn substitute and they recommended using Simply Soft cotton, and that was like half the price. So I have done that before, but I was curious to see if you could, like how clothing would feel in the Dollar Tree yarn. Because I thought, man, I could make myself a lot of shirts if it turns out in that. It might be Yarn Sub. I just found it by accident. What I did was I Googled yarns to substitute or something like that, and it was one of the first, it was probably the first website that popped off. So Roberta did really well. She said she got 18 skeins for $12. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Oh, somebody's got it. Ivy's got it. Yarnsub.com. Okay, thank you for sharing that. So Soila asks, so far, what do you think? Does the $1 yarn feel soft? So, it's not like soft, like, oh my gosh, like the squishy soft that some of it is, but it's also not, it's not harsh. So it feels like the shirt feels nice on me. When I was working with it, it was a little bit coarser than this because the Kaboo is really, really soft. So it was kind of hard to say, because like I don't want to say, oh, the Kaboo was so much softer, and then people think that the dollar yarn was so hard to work with and coarse, because that wasn't the case either. So I think that, yeah, it's a premier yarn. Regina was just reminding us that the cotton from the Dollar Tree is a premier yarn. And I have seen that some of the Dollar Trees aren't doing as much on the yarn. Ours is doing less and less of a color selection. It's like you go in and you can find gray and black all the time, but you can't find too many other colors sometimes. The cotton, you can find more of a variety of the colors, but just their premier acrylic yarn, it seems like there's not as many color options. So, so far, I think, I haven't tried this on yet because it's not put together, but I think this is going to drape a little bit differently, like probably in a nicer way than the other one is, because the other one's a little bit stiffer, but it's still comfortable and it's not too hot. I've been wearing it on summer days. It's the same pattern, so it's still the tank. But I don't, it doesn't really like drape, it doesn't move with you. It's kind of a little bit more stiff. So Sarah said, I always hear people talk about Dollar Tree yarn and I've never found any yarn at any of the dollar stores I've been to. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, Regina, I can do that. She said to order a case and pick it up at the store. I went in one day and I asked them because I was looking for a specific color, and they said you can order it in, and then I just never did because I didn't need it anymore. But I think I will do that next time I want something from there that's not gray or black. Soila said, I thought everyone put Premier on everything. Marina said, I don't know about our area, Sarah. Yeah, I think it's like, it's so funny because there's a Dollar Tree that's like literally in the town that I live in. And that's the one that I usually go to. And they have a decent selection, although like I said, the colors have. But I went to the next town over because that's where our Joann's is. And I also stopped at the Dollar Tree there. and they had like 2 skeins of yarn, and that was it. Because I asked them, I'm like, do you have yarn here? They're like, oh yeah, it's in the basket over there. I looked in the basket and there's like 2 skeins of yarn. So I don't think they really carry yarn, because it wasn't like there was an empty space and they were sold out. It just looked like they really didn't keep very much yarn in there. So like even close by, I would say, that was probably about 20 minutes away from where I live. The Joann's is, and the Dollar Tree is like right behind the Joann's. So Soila said, but you don't need to buy 24 of one color. Probably not. Probably not. I did not go on, but they did tell me that when I was there, they did say you could, request online for certain colors or whatever you wanted. But then I just didn't do that, because then I didn't need any more yarn after that. But I think I would do that if I needed to order more for something. Soila's dollar store doesn't even carry yarn. Oh. We have a Dollar Tree, a Dollar General, and just plain old dollar store. And Dollar Tree is the only one that has yarn, at least where I live. I think it's a little bit ridiculous that my dinky little farming town has $3 stores in it. Regina said, yes, some people say sometimes they will let you return what you don't need. Okay. Soila said, Heather, thanks. I didn't know that you can request different colors. You can. And like I said, I think if I needed another like order of something specific, I would do that. And then just go pick it up. I don't know about returns, but I'm thinking that like if you requested, like I would like to have some green and some purple, and they ordered a whole box, I don't think they would make you buy the whole box of it. You can just, come in then and take what you want, and they would put the rest in their yarn bin to sell. So Marina is just saying that she doesn't know where the dollar store is. Dollar Tree, Dollar General, any of those. Yeah, it's true. Roberta said it might be up to the manager, maybe. The one at ours seemed pretty laid back. Soila said I need to get chummy with a manager. I wonder, I never tried, but I wonder if you could go to Dollar Tree online and have it delivered to your house. Sarah said, I'm almost done with my secret project. It's beautiful. I'm so proud of it. Well, I can't wait to see your secret project. Our closest Dollar Tree manager is a doo-doo head. Oh, too bad. Yeah, I want to know that too. When are you going to be showing your stuff, Sarah? We should give her a break. She's recovering, and she's been taking care of a sick dog. Soila said, Sarah, I'm so happy for you. Way to go. I'd love to see it. We all would love to see it. Secret projects. What? Roberta said, now that you said it's a secret, I need to know. I know, really. There's no secrets in lives. Regina said, I don't care for doo-doo heads. Yeah, okay. So Roberta said you can have it shipped to your house. So I guess if you don't live near a Dollar Tree, you could always have it delivered. I know you'd have to probably pay for shipping, but I'm guessing it still would be cheaper than other stuff. Sarah said, thanks, Ivy. I'm almost to my next milestone. It's for another creator. So I guess when they get it, I can share it. Heather, you've seen a preview. Ooh, I saw a preview. This is almost done. I think it's going to be a while before I do this pattern again. I like this shirt, but doing it twice in a row was a little tedious. Roberta said, I had my bobbins for my C2C shipped to the house. Nice. Is that from the Dollar Tree? Ivy says, I gain 1 and lose 2. You know, it's just a never ending up and down. It really is. I've been getting that lately too. I mean, I've been getting that all along with my subs, but with watch hours, it's been like that too, because I've had my channel for over a year. So I'll go up, and then all of a sudden I'll look and it's back because they subtracted all of my watch hours from last year. And I'm trying to get to that 4,000 watch hours, or even 3,000. I'm only at like 2,400 right now. But that's okay, it'll get there. Shannon says, who else makes hats as an in-between project to feel like they were able to finish something? I make hats every fall and donate them to our community. And so I kind of take a break from hats in the summer, even though now things we're making Thursday, we're doing a hat. I think that a lot of you guys are saying that you go up and down with subscribers. I don't really know why that happens, like if people just change their mind, or if, I don't know, for some reason people get unsubscribed. I don't know why that happens, but it is a big thing, and it's frustrating when you're trying to build up your channel, because you know you see it go up and then you get excited and then you look and you're back, and I don't know. It's just, you have to keep plugging away. So let's see. Regina said, I understand I'm unsubscribing if you don't watch people, but people, you watch every video. I bet it's an AI technology. I was wondering about that too. Sarah said, I think YouTube did that when you chose to a milestone, when you're close to a milestone. It does seem like that. Marina said, I never unsubscribe from someone. I mean, really, who does that? Yeah, I don't understand that either. Oh, Ivy said, Alabama never gets cold enough for hats. Yeah, that's another thing. But they do have the light hats if you make them with the, if you make like a bucket hat with either a light cotton or raffia yarn. Oh, Roberta said she did a Star Wars C2C for the kids' beds. Oh, I bet that took a while to get that done. I'm sure they loved that. That's awesome. What did the blanket look like? Yeah, Yeah, Sarah, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, I can't think about all those things because I'll start getting teary-eyed. I can get that, Roberta. I usually try to chat to, I don't want to say test out, but that's kind of like the best that I thought of, like the best word I could think of, a spur of the moment, like test out a channel before I subscribe to make sure, you know. There have been people who have changed up their content and it was like not my thing anymore. So I would unsubscribe if that was the case, but all right, it is sewn together. Woohoo! So Roberta was talking about her Star Wars C2C. She said it had 4 sections with Star Wars icons in the middle of says "May the Force be with you." That is cool. That is really cool. And you made multiples of those? Yes, Ivy. Yeah, that does sound really nice, Roberta. Oh, Soyla said she thought it looked nice. It sounded nice too. See how curly my hair is today? It's sticky, humid. Oh, Ivy, everybody loves you. So what else is going on, guys? Okay. Roberta said, I subscribe so I can get notifications because it's not my cup of tea. The first time, maybe the next time it would be. Woohoo, Heather finished her top. Yay! I'll have to try it on. Wonder, should I put it over this shirt? It probably will look ridiculous, but let me see. Oh, this feels nice. I mean, the other one feels good too, but this feels really nice. It looks ridiculous over this shirt, but it feels nice. It's a nice fit too. It's not, I like something that's a little bit longer to hide hide stuff. Ivy, you don't seem very shy to me. I think you could do it. Oh, thank you, Soila. Soila likes my shirt. Oh, thank you, Ivy. Whew. The boys' swim team. The Sharks. Just like every other swim team that exists. The Sharks. Every time we go to a meet, it'll be the such and such Sharks. The such and such Sharks against the such and such Sharks. Every swim team is named the Sharks around here. Sarah, you're amazing. Excuse me. I think you would do really well on a live too, Sarah. I mean, we did one together, I know, but oh, thank you, Marina. You guys all got a sneak peek. I'm not going to show it again until Wednesday. How many of you are Things We're Making Thursday people doing the Things We're Making Thursday? I'm curious what you think about the hat that we're making. Thank you guys who are saying pretty top. Thank you. Soila likes the song. Jess and her husband made that up. They did a really good job. It is a catchy jingle. I think when you get something that people like to sing along to, then, you know, you got something good. Wait a minute. Shannon said, I wanted to join the Things We're Making Thursday, but have no interest in this particular hat. Okay, that's fine. I get it. I like seeing everyone else's projects. You should call themselves barracudas instead of sharks. Yeah, really. Let's do something different and not be like everybody else. Sarah said, I haven't started yet. I have a million things to film, and I took last month off, and so no one really knows I'm doing it yet. Oh, thank you, Shannon. Shannon, you have some beautiful sweaters. I want to start like amping up my knitting skills so I could knit some sweaters. Sarah sent me some really nice sweater pattern books, so I have to look through and pick. Shannon said, I do like the jingle. Oh, if Jess was here, we could tell her. Michelle is working on a top. Michelle, I saw the other top that you finished. I want to see this new one too. It'll be nice if we have all these wonderful wardrobes, you know, stuff that we've made. It would be awesome. Well, Shannon, if you ever wanted to pop in for Things We're Making Thursday, like if you like our August one, whatever we pick, then just let us know. We'll add you to the list. Or if you're interested, we can add you to the list. Because this is just something that people are popping in and out of when they're able to or when they want to. So it's based on either interest or availability. Okay, Michelle said she doesn't have the raffia yarn. I know that not everybody's making it out of raffia yarn. I know that there's a bunch of people, there's at least 3 or 4 that are making it with cotton yarn. So if you wanted to try it and try it with the cotton yarn, that would be interesting too. So I think it would work up nicely even with the Dollar Tree cotton yarn. So, I mean, it would only cost you, I don't know how many skeins you would need. Maybe you would need 3, so maybe it would cost you like $3. I don't know. Sarah said Shannon should come to the dark side. Yeah, so yeah, let us know. The other thing is, I personally haven't been interested in every single pattern that we've done, but I've done every single one and I've learned something from each one that we've done. So I think for me, it's about the community, it's about making new projects, but it's also about learning new skills and becoming a better crocheter, a better crafter, a better knitter. So not a must to have. Yeah, somebody said it's not a must to have raffia yarn. I think you could do it with cotton if you wanted to. The raffia yarn, for those of you, this is what I ordered for raffia yarn. It's kind of like a paper. I think this is like some kind of paper and cotton mix or something like that. Other people, their raffia yarn is all in like segments, but this one is just kind of like a string. Is it a novelty yarn? I don't think it's novelty. I don't think it's just a different texture. Oh, Michelle said I would like to make it with that yarn. Yeah, I don't blame you because the material, like when you see those kind of bucket hats at the store, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a picture of it here. This is the thing we're doing for things we're making Thursday. When you see those kind of bucket hats, you can kind of imagine the texture that they are if you've seen them in the stores. But I ordered this from Amazon. I think it was somewhere around $10, somewhere around that. It depends on the color that you choose. Some of them were like 12, some of them were like 8. But I made a whole hat and had this left over. This is how big it was to start, because I bought 2 of them because I was hoping I'd be able to do 2 of them this month, and it looks like I will be able to. So this is how much came with it. And then this is what I had left over after making a hat. Sarah asked Soila if she is just a good cheerleader or if she mods for everyone. She can be my moderator anytime, every time I'm on. Diana said, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do it. I often begin after the first week. You want to see how everybody reacts to it. Where did I order this from? If you were asking me, I ordered this from Amazon. I just put raffia yarn in and a bunch of stuff came up, but this was the one that kind of grabbed my attention. So yeah, it looks like I could do 3 if I combined both extras. And that would be interesting to try it with 2 different colors. So, yeah, I was going to say something about it. If you guys want, oh, Sarah said, oh yeah, way too busy of those 2. Love to see some of your work though. Yes. I have an Amazon shopping cart I need to check. I may have to put some in. Yeah, this particular pattern, and I don't know if it was the way I was crocheting or if it was the particular raffia yarn that I picked, but as I was working the pattern up, I did notice that it was working up way too small for my head. So I've made a lot of hats in my day because I do donate, like I said, I do donations every fall. I start making hats over and over and over, and I always do the top to bottom, top down hats. So when I was making it and it was having me decrease or having me get to the brim of it, I could recognize that it was not going to be the right size. And so I added extra rows and added extra increases. But, the pattern also had a mistake in it. It said to do front loop only when it should have been back loop only. So there were some problems with the pattern that we picked. And the thing is, like, we're picking a free pattern, but nobody's pattern testing it before we do it. So it's kind of like, okay, here's this pattern. And a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them come from Yarnspirations. And so we just kind of go with it. And then, we'll notice all the flaws as we're going through it. Some people have contacted the pattern people and, let them know. So is that like macrame yarn? I have not worked with macrame yarn, so I couldn't answer that. I don't know. It has a very papery feel. I don't know. It's it's not exactly like rope, but it is. Yeah, Sarah said it's more like hard paper. Yeah, that's really what it feels like, is hard paper. And it's very hard to, like, rough to work with because my hands were tired. I don't think it's a good idea to get it wet, but when they had you block it, they had you block it with water. So I guess it's not awful to get it wet. I didn't think blocking would make as big a difference as it did. I blocked it, I made the hat and then I blocked it today. And it made a huge difference. It really keeps its shape a lot nicer since I blocked it. But the directions, the person who made the design said to block it with water, so that's what I did. Seems like twine. Deb, hi Deb, how are you? Have you worked with raffia before, Deb? It is kind of like twine. That's why I was thinking like rope, but it's not the exact same feel as that. It's a little bit softer than rope or twine, but it is hard on your hands to work with. I think you could feel like you're getting scratched up a little bit. Not bad. Like I didn't get any scratches, but it almost has like that texture where it feels like you could. So Soyla said she's going to check out raffia. Somebody else had said, and I think it was in the Things We're Making Thursday Facebook group, I think somebody had said they made a bag out of the raffia yarn. And I think it would make a very sturdy bag. Sarah said, if it wasn't for this hat, I wouldn't use the raffia. It's rough even for me. It is rough. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it is rough and hard on your hands. But like not too bad. I mean, obviously you could get through the project. So yeah, I was curious. I asked earlier, but I know that I have some new people on right now. Are many of you getting affected by the fires in Canada? Because I know it's been going around, and here it might be too dark to see, but I'll flip it around. I showed it earlier. We have a lot of smoky. Yeah, I don't know if you can really tell now because it's too dark, probably outside. But it's got a really foggy, smoky texture outside, and they said that our air quality was low. Oh, Soyla, you probably really have it up there. Somebody that I'm friends with in New Jersey said they were wearing masks. We're not doing that here, but it was really bad where they were in New Jersey. Erin said she's using cotton funnel cakes. Yeah, there's actually several that said that, once we started getting the chat going back and forth and with stuff going on, there were a few of them that said they were going to use cotton. So I'll be curious to see how it turns out in cotton. Shannon said, I did just get some of the Lion Brand limited edition in my mystery box. That might work well for this hat. It's a toothy yarn. It would be interesting to try it. And that's another thing about the Things We're Making Thursday, is that people are trying things with all kinds of different colors, different textures, different yarns. And so it's interesting to see how the patterns turn out with all the different varieties. Diana said, wow, that smoke is awful. We aren't seeing any in Utah. Roberta asked, toothy? She was curious what toothy meant. Well, I'm glad that you're not getting that in Utah. The smoke, today it was foggy and poor air quality, but probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had it really bad. Like it smelled like there was actually a fire in our neighborhood. I was just really surprised because I'm in Pennsylvania. Oh, Soila said yes, they say we should wear a mask. Wow. Oh, even in North Carolina, there's hazy skies. It's entered Alabama now. Wow. Yeah, but when we had that poor air quality 2 weeks ago, they actually like shut down swim practice for the boys. Both my boys are on the swim team, and they were closing places like the pool and stuff because of the air quality. But you could like literally smell the smoke, and it was awful. I mean, I wasn't expecting all the way down here to the skies were yellow. We had a little bit of that too, yellow skies. It's very eerie, very strange. Hey, Canada, stop smoking that stuff. Roberta said we've been blessed with a ton of rain. Kind of keeps it down. That's good. Michelle! Michelle too. There's if Michelle Crochets in Kansas is still on, there's two Michelles on. Both of them spelled with two L's. I only take notice to that because my middle name is Michelle, spelled with two L's. So, oh, Sarah's twin. So are we going to have to do Michelle K and Michelle J? When I was young, there were a lot of Heathers. So when I was in elementary school, there was Heather B, Heather C, Heather D, and Heather S. And then as I got to high school and all of the elementary schools converged, there were 12 Heathers in my graduating class. So it was a popular name when I was growing up. You don't really hear it too often anymore. It's going to be one of those. Oh, Sarah said her graduating class had 9 Sarahs. Yeah, that's a popular name too. You know, I went to high school in the 80s, in the late 80s, and the movie Heathers was out. I don't remember what year that came out, but it was sometime in the 80s. It was like a weird cult movie that, oh gosh, what is her name? Oh, I can't think of her name that's in it. But it was just a really, really strange movie, but Soila's never had that problem. Oh, yeah. I kind of wish that I had a name that was more unique. I didn't like when I was walking down the hallway and someone, like I was in high school and you're walking down the hallway and somebody's trying to get another person's attention and you hear, Heather, Heather. And I turned to look and they weren't talking to me. That was always embarrassing to me. And that happened all the time. I think by the time I was like a junior or senior, I just stopped looking whenever someone would call that name. Oh, the other Michelle is still here. She's working on her top. So we have 2 Michelles in here. Did you guys find Michelle was a popular name? I mean, I've known some Michelles, but I didn't feel like it was overwhelming like Heather or Sarah. Another popular name when I was growing up was Jennifer. Roberta says, I've seen more Robertas since being on YouTube. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Soila said she met a male named Soilo. I guess, is that how you said that? I'd be shocked too. Michelle said yes. Oh, it was a popular name when you were growing up. I know a lot of Michelles my age or close to it. Oh, so that was another popular name. Diana said, I had a cousin named Roberta. Marina says hi to Michelle. Both of them, right? I don't know if I knew anybody named Roberta. I don't think I did. But I knew Diana when I went to school, but that wasn't a popular name. I think she was probably the only one in our class. I never knew anybody named Marina. But I've been doing Duolingo because I've been wanting to learn Spanish. And sometimes one of the characters' names in Duolingo is Marina. So I always smile when that pops up. Michelle from Kansas said there were 7 Michelles in a co-ed psychology class with a total number of 32 students. Wow, that's a lot of Michelles. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, because it's always hard to distinguish between each one. Marina said, growing up, there was absolutely no one with my name. Kids found a way to tease. I got called Purina Cat Chow? Oh, Marina Purina. That's a stretch, I think. Diana said, I've seen more Dianas in the past year than I've ever heard it. Huh. Yeah, I mean, that's a name that you come by in passing sometimes, but it wasn't like overwhelming, like tons of Dianas. Because of my maiden name, I was never called Heather. It was either Heather B or Iceberg or Bergie. I was never called by my name. Deb said I grew up in the 50s and Debbie was the big popular name. I think I had 5 or 6 in my class at any given time. We were named for Debbie Reynolds and Deborah Kerr. I see. Yes. So you can feel our pain. Soila said, Marina, children can be cruel. You can imagine the ways my name was said. Oh, yeah, I'm sure kids made fun of that too. Kids are harsh, Sarah said. They used to say I wasn't with anything because my last name is Nickel. Diana said, right, it was popular in the 50s. Oh, Ivy. My nickname was Poison Ivy. Yeah, kids see that. That's a shame. Kids will come up with a name for everything. Soila said, my sister's name is Debbie. Oh, wow. So your parents went from names Debbie and Soila. Is there a story behind your name, Soila? I'm just curious. LOL, Ivy, Poison Ivy was cool. Soila said, now I love my name. I love it too. I think it's awesome. Michelle J said, try having the last name Bodily growing up. My maiden name. Oh, yeah, I can imagine the things that were said. Oh. Soila said, it's my grandmother's name. Oh, that's nice. I think that's nice when you're named after somebody. Shannon said, okay, I think I have an idea for the hat. I'd like to play along. What do I need to do? Email me at stringsandthreads@yahoo.com and I'll put you on the list, okay? And then I'll send out an email for getting everything set for you. I think that's awesome that you'll join us. Hopefully it'll get people over and watching your channel too, because there's a lot of people who like to watch Things We're Making Thursday. There's also a Facebook group. It's called Things We're Making Thursday. If you'd like to, you can join the Facebook group. It says private group, but if you just request, we'll let you right in. The reason that it was private, somebody had requested that from Jenna. Jenna's the one who made the group, because they were making something that they were going to give away as a gift to somebody who would see it on Facebook if the group was not private. So we just did that so that our posts wouldn't be crossed into other places where it could be seen. I just requested to join the Facebook group. All right, let me see if I can get you on my other device to get into that. I'll put you right in. All right, you're in, Shannon. Well, I had fun. I need to try and make more lives. I got to get up at 5 a.m. Aw, I'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by. 5 a.m. is early. I'm sorry. It was so nice to see you. I'd love to see one of your lives, by the way. Somebody just posted when I was looking down and putting you into the Things We're Making Thursday group, Shannon. Somebody just posted in that group that a picture that they made the hat with cotton yarn. So people are trying it different ways. Really, that's kind of the whole thing with. Hi, all. Eat and chat. Hi, Terry. Thank you for coming in and saying hi and chatting with us. We're talking about things we're making Thursday. So yeah, it's about the group. It's about getting to be a better crafter. It's about trying new things and expanding beyond the pattern. All those good things. So yeah, it's a cute bucket hat. It really is. I want to show you, but it's for Thursday. Thank you for posting that. Ivy, I really appreciate you really taking charge as moderator. You're the best. Thank you so much. Anybody having really hot weather where they are? We were in the mid 80s here, but it was a little bit sticky. Not too bad. Definitely have seen worse. Sarah said it was 94. Oh my gosh. Was it humid and sticky, or was it... Terry said she loves the bucket hat. Ooh, 95 in Kansas. Oh, ouch. That's hot. Just hot. It's an inside kind of day, huh? 73 here now. Yeah, I don't know what it is here, but it's probably about that here too, right now, because it's evening. It is 9:05 here. Just 80 in the desert so far, Nevada. I guess that is cool for you guys. I've heard that it can get really, really hot in the desert. Yeah, 9:05. You said New York, right, Soila? So we're probably about, we're close. Probably close weather-wise and close time-wise. Marita said it's 6:05 here. You're living in the past. Oh gosh, Deb, 106 degrees. Ouch. We would be melting. We're not used to that kind of weather. Ooh, ouch. I'd say like the highest it usually would get for us, and that's like really, really hot for us, would be 100, 101. And we're all like miserable and dying and melting. I guess you definitely have to have air conditioning where you are. Heather, you're so right. We never get that hot. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I remember it reaching 100 before in the past, but that's rare, you know. Diana said we're 82. It's been pretty mild so far. It has been pretty mild for us. You said North Carolina, so you would be warmer than we are, but not, you know, not 106. Deb said it gets down to 80. Yeah, I guess you guys absolutely have to have air conditioning. When I went to high school in the late 80s and early 90s, none of the schools were air conditioned. There was no air conditioning. My house I grew up in didn't have air conditioning. Sarah said, oh no, I missed a bunch. Chica decided to change the channel. Oh no, welcome back, Sarah. We're talking about how hot it is. Michelle from Kansas says she has to go. Have a great evening. You too. Thank you so much for visiting today. I have to pop into one of your lives soon. So hopefully things will settle down a little bit and I could pop in. Soyla said, Deb, stay indoors, please. Deb said it's almost time for the monsoons to start. Oh, so then we get to be hot and humid. Bunch of people are saying good night to you, Michelle. We definitely have everything air conditioned now. The schools I work in are air conditioned and houses are air conditioned and stuff. But when I was growing up, things around here were not air conditioned. It would get really hot, but I mean, it would feel really hot, but. Thank you, Ivy. Ivy's been putting up everybody's station if we wanted to, channel if we wanted to go and check it out. I think that's really nice. Diana asked Deb where you live. Definitely not Canada. Yes, Soyla, I agree. She said thank you, Ivy, for sharing the links. I agree. Thank you so much. You guys are the best moderators. Thank you. Sarah, so you're back now? Your channel didn't get switched? Deb said, I want to make my Ivy Wild and Free top next. I'll have to see what that is. I can't wait to see it. Sarah said, yeah, just playing with the pups. They're all riled up for some reason. How is your baby doing? The one that was not, that needed the surgery, or what was it? It was the teeth, right? How's the pup doing? One of Sarah's pups needed a little TLC. Needed some time at the vet. Deb is in Phoenix, Arizona. I love all these wearables. Deb, you weren't on earlier, but I want to actually try a knitted one next. So this one is marked easy, so I'm hoping, but I really want to try this top. Sarah said, this is about her dog. He's doing okay. I had to give him baby Benadryl the other night because he was having a panic attack. Aw, I think his stitches are starting to dissolve and driving him crazy. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's enough when people, it drives people crazy too. I imagine the dogs, they don't understand, you know, so it's hard for them. So this top here, this knitted one, it calls for Karen cotton cakes. So I'm on the lookout for the best deal and the best color, because I couldn't find it in this color, but they did have other self-striping colors. So I'm wondering if I do it in stripes, if I do it in solid color. So thank you, Marina. Marina said that's a pretty top. I think it is too. I hope I can do it. Like it's a knitted project, so this would be stretching me, you know, but I want to do that. I want to get better. Yeah, it is. It's called Garden Path Karen Cotton Cakes. The places that I saw, they didn't have that color anymore, but they still had that type of yarn, and they were calling it self-striping. So, I mean, you could see in the picture the stripes, so they're not changing color there. That's just the way the yarn works up. Yeah, you were asking, Soile asked if Karen is too thick for the summer. I was wondering about that too. When I saw what it was made of, I was wondering that as well. I'm going to buy enough that I have extra, first of all, in case I make a mistake. But the other thing I was thinking of is maybe I can make it long sleeve if I'm working it up and it's too, I can see it would be too heavy. I don't know. I might still shop around and see if I can do it with a different type of yarn. I've got to see what all's out there and what I want to get. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do for that. So Deb said, I'm dog sitting for my granddaughter. She's in San Diego living the high life, and I'm here in the air conditioning. Well, that's nice that you can do that for her. Ivy said that Karen Ripple was too heavy for her. That's good advice. I'm glad that you're letting me know about this, because that might help me make up my mind better as to what I want to use. What hook size? So it's knitted, and it says to use size 6 or 4 millimeter knitting needles. Or size needed to obtain the gauge. So they're calling for 6. Karen Lava was light. Okay, I'm going to write that down. I'm right at the top here. I'm going to put what to check out. So, sorry. Every time I look down, I go off the screen here. I like having it in the other mode better, but when you do lives, I don't think it lets you do that mode. Karen Lava. Does anybody else have any good recommendations on yarn for that? Especially with hot flashes, yes. And I've been going through that. Deb said that top looks great. I'm sure you're a proficient knitter and you can definitely make that. Well, thank you. You have a lot of confidence in me here. We'll see how it works out. It does say the skill level is easy, which is one of the reasons why I picked it. I picked it because I thought it was pretty, but it also said that level was easy. So hopefully it's a good thing to start with. So I know that Sarah gave me some knitting, sweater knitting books. So this is kind of going to be my practice. And then maybe I'll try one from the book. The ones from the book are heavier ones. So, you know, they're all long sleeves. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe by the time I get this one done, it will be warm enough or cold enough that I'll need something long sleeves. Soila said, Ivy, thanks. I didn't know that. And Shannon said, remember, crochet uses 30% more yarn than knitting, so a knit garment will weigh less. That's a good point, too. Soila said, I'm a mess. I still don't purchase yarn unless I touch it. Soila said, another yarn, thanks, I didn't know that. See, this would be one of those things where it would be awesome if I could make it in several different yarns and then do a review about the yarns. So I need a yarn company to watch me and say, okay, we'll sponsor you to do that. I'm not big enough for them to take notice to me, but that would be fun. I do think it would be fun to test it out, test out projects in different. I've seen a lot of stations who get yarn, you know, a lot of big stations, they get yarn and then they show the yarn. And I think, well, that's all good and well, but I really want to see how it works up. I want to see examples, you know, of what you did with that yarn. So, I don't know. I've just kind of lost interest in, Soila said I could send letters. You never know. I never thought of that. I could probably find emails or something on their websites, or actually write them a letter and see what they say. I didn't think of that, but yeah, that's a good idea. But I was going to say, like, for those bigger stations where they just show the yarn, I don't know. I've kind of lost interest in that. I want to know how it works up. I want to see projects actually made with it. I don't want to be like, oh, look at this new yarn. Here's the skein. You know, I don't know. I want to know more. So Shannon asked, what pattern are you wanting to use it again? It's called, actually, top-down knit pullover is what it's called. It looks like this. So I'm not sure I'm not sure, like, heaviness wise, if the Karen Cotton cakes would be too heavy or not, knitted up. I've only ever crocheted stuff. I'm only just kind of working up my knitting skills. Soila said, if their product is good, they shouldn't mind someone testing it out. Yeah, I agree. I agree. You know what? I think that's a good idea. I wasn't thinking of reaching out to them, but that's a good idea. You never know. I mean, the worst that could happen is they could say no, you know. Ivy said, I'm the same way. Love it when people show a stitch tutorial, but I want to see it worked up in something. Jess is here. Jess is in the house. Hi, Jess. Shannon said that'll be an easy one to follow. I hope so. It's marked easy. And like I said, I learned knitting when I was young. My mom taught me knit and purl, but I never went anywhere with it. You know, I didn't really start it or finish it. So as an adult, I did learn how to start and finish it. But my knitting is just very basic. And so I've been trying to work it up. I was doing those dishcloths. I was knitting up some dishcloths, practicing the stitches. But, okay, Deb says I would use a bamboo yarn in 3-weight. Oh, let me see. I'll write down bamboo. I'll put down all the suggestions. Bamboo yarn. But I want to get to the point where I can feel confident about knitting clothing or knitting, because knitted clothing I think looks really pretty. I love it. Or knitting other projects, you know, other than just a basic dishcloth or a blanket or scarf. So this is my first venture out of like the basic for knitting. So Jess, if you didn't see, I'm going to hopefully attempt this knitted top for my next Wearable Wednesday, because earlier I finished sewing together the shirt. So the shirt that I've been working on is completed, and we can do the comparison on Wednesday. Soila said, Heather, dishcloths are a great way to practice. I've signed out for knitting classes, so I've been practicing. Yeah, I agree. That's why I was doing that. I was doing the dishcloths to keep, oh, signed up. Yeah. I knew what you meant. I just read it exactly the way you wrote it. Signed up for knitting class. That's why I was doing all like the Scrubby Sunday with the dishcloths and stuff. Ivy said I did over 100 dish washcloths and never want to do another one for a while. I was doing one a week, so it wasn't like I was going nuts with it. But I could see that if you're just doing it over and over and over and over. So thanks, Jess. Jess said, wow, that's awesome. You go, girl. We'll see. We'll see if it works or not. I might have some stories to tell once I get started. I don't have the yarn for it yet. I haven't decided. People were helping me decide what kind of yarn. It calls for Caron cotton cakes, and some of them were saying that that might be too hot, but then Shannon reminded us that you use less yarn when you knit over crocheting, so it might not be too hot. And then I've got the suggestion to use Caron lava cake, which is a little bit thinner, or some bamboo yarn would be nice too. So I haven't decided. I'll have to think it through and look at what's available and look at the pricing as well, and maybe reach out to some yarn companies. So I'm glad you said that about reaching out to the yarn companies. That's really like I really do have that going through my mind now to go and do that. I think I'll make that Wearable Wednesday video where I compare the two yarns, and I'll use that video when I contact some yarn sites. You love True Boo. Yes, I'll write that down. True Boo. That's at least part bamboo, right? True Boo. I don't have enough of the kaboo left for well, maybe. No, I don't think I would have enough. Deb said, if you still have those washcloths, American Starfish, I'm collecting washcloths for the homeless vets for the hygiene station. Yes, Deb was the one who reached out to me and, said that the American Starfish Association was looking for washcloths for the homeless vets, and it's a really good cause. If you ever watched any of my Scrubby Sundays, I talked about it, and so there's an address that you can send them to if you wanted to. I just sent out a batch, Deb, so hopefully it'll be arriving soon. I sent it out earlier this week. I think there's about 10 that I sent out. I'm going to probably send them once a month. It gives me a chance to get a batch before I send it out. Shannon said weight-wise, the large, extra large size would be at most with Caron cotton cakes 17.5 ounces. Okay, that's good to know. Soyless said, I've heard good things about True Boo, but I haven't touched it yet. So they're calling for, what did you say? 17.5 ounces. Yeah, that's about, they're saying that the Caron cotton cakes that they're using are 3.5 ounces, and the large, extra large, they're saying 5. So you're about right on there, Shannon. And Shannon is, yeah, I saw Shannon's video. Shannon is doing Scrubby Sunday with me too. She's sending some out. And Christine from Christina's Crocheting, she had about 50 that I think she was sending out. So I think she said Thursday she was going to send it out. That was last week. So, or maybe it was this Thursday that she was going to send it out. I don't remember, but you should be getting a really big batch from Christine from Christina's Crocheting. She's a really sweet lady if you guys don't know her. I would probably get the extra ball just in case I make a mistake, or just in case it is not as big as I was expecting, although it's a little bit harder for me to judge size with knitting. With crocheting, I can adjust the size, I think, a little bit better than with knitting. I mean, I know how to increase and decrease, but just, I don't know. So Shannon is another yarn, if that's what you were asking. That's her channel. Yeah, cotton yarn for the washcloths. That's what I've been using. I would think that would make the most sense for washcloths. Okay, so anyway, it was saying to use six balls of the 3.5 ounce Caron cotton cakes for the largest size. So I would probably do that. And I'd rather have a little bit left over than to get stuck or make a mistake and feel like, oh. Yeah, you don't have to have a channel to join in for Scrubby Sunday. If you wanted to just make some washcloths to donate, you can either just go ahead and do it, or if you wanted to send me pictures, I can put pictures of what you're donating in my videos so that, you know, we can see what all's going. And Deb said we're going till November 11th. So hopefully they get a huge stock of them. You know, it could be helpful. If there's anything else they need after that, Deb, let us know, because we'd be happy to, if it's something that we could crochet or knit up. Marina asked what size cloths they want. Did they have specific sizes, Deb, or was it all different? I sent some that were smaller. I figured you could wash your face with those. I don't have the address off the top of my head, but it's in my Scrubby Sunday description box, my Scrubby Sunday video. So if let me see if I can get to it from another device. It's a P.O. box. Maybe Deb has it. I think Deb would have it. Would have the address. Deb, do you mind sharing the address? I don't have it offhand. I have it in my phone, but I'm using my phone to film this. And so if I swipe out, I'll be ending the live. Diana, you're in the right place to ask all the questions. So Deb said 8 to 10 inch squarish. And Diana's also interested in the address. Do you have it, Deb, the address? Sarah, it was so nice that you came by and chatted with us. Thank you for doing that. I hope everything's okay. We'll see ya. There's the website, yes. I don't know if the address was on the website or not. I know that Deb has the address. She's the one who gave it to me. If she's not able to post it, it is in my videos. I'm sorry I don't have it off the top of my head. I just copy and pasted it from an email and put it into my notes where I have all my descriptions written up. have the link in my videos. I'm sure you do too. Yeah, Shannon would have it in her videos as well. Yeah, so just look for the videos from Sunday. Shannon, I enjoy your videos. You sound like you're a professional speaker. Like I'm wondering if you were a teacher or if you led a lot of meetings or whatever. You speak so well. You know, you don't trip over your words or anything like that. So it made me curious to know, like, if you had speaking in with a group, like in your background or anything like that. I was very, very, very impressed with all of your videos, but so I'm nodding my head like you can see me. And Deb said, I'm nodding your head. Especially the one where you did my book review. I was so impressed with how descriptive you were and what detail you talked about everything. In the military for 27 years, does that help you to become a good speaker? Okay. So Soila said that the link went to the website. Oh, there we go. Ivy was able to find it. Thank you. P.O. Box 353. I don't know how to say the name of that town. I'm afraid I'll say it and it'll be the wrong pronunciation. In Arizona. So just look what Ivy wrote down. She has it. Thank you for looking that up, Ivy. Confidence. Okay, Marina, I get it. So she was in the military and just has the confidence. Yes, leadership role. I can tell, Shannon, you speak very well. I have a feeling your station, once people start noticing you, you're really going to grow fast because you do a really, really nice job with describing everything and speaking well, and none of the I still am trying to get over that Shannon, Soila asked you what branch of the military you were in. Army. Wow. Well, thank you for your service. 27 years. Oh, Deb said she's not at home, so I don't have the address, but Soila dropped the link. Okay. And who found it? It was Ivy. Ivy found it from one of our videos. So she put it in there. Thank you, Deb. Well, thank you, Shannon. That book review was amazing. I shared it on my community tab, hoping some people would go over and look at it. I want to put it on like Amazon or wherever I'm selling those patterns. Look at this video. It's an amazing video. I need you to be my representative to I don't know, put the word out there or whatever. My promoter. That's the word I was looking for. See, you speak nicely. I'm trying to find my words. I need you to be my promoter. Aw. Soila, were you, should I assume you were in the Army too? I don't know what all that means because I wasn't in the military. Shannon says, if you make a comment on my angel sweater, tell my sister what it looks like. She'll get it, but she can't see it. Give her some crazy descriptions. That would be funny. Marina, you are always so nice to me. I'm really lucky to have you as my friend. She said that I have many strengths and I'm very personable and warm. Thank you. That's so nice. Well, Marina, the same to you. You've been a very good friend ever since we found each other on YouTube. Oh, Diana, you're so nice. Thank you. Oh, Soila, thank you. You guys are the best. I think it's nice finding people that you have so much in common with. You know, it's nice coming out here and sharing what I like to do with crochet and knitting and yarn, and finding all these people who share that same interest and can talk about it. My mother-in-law is a knitter and crocheter, not as like avid as I am, but she can do that. So occasionally I can talk to her about, you know, all of this yarny stuff. But other than that, you know, I don't have a ton of people who really, I think some of my friends tolerate it here. My friends that are here, you know, they'll tolerate it. Jess said, yarny friends, yay. Yarn will keep us together. We'll tie each other, you know, ourselves up in it. That's funny. Yarny friends unite. Naughty buddies. Heather, did you finish the hat? I did. So, hold on. Oops, sorry. Sorry, Jess, there was a comment that came up that said it was under review. I was just checking to see what it was. I couldn't find it again. I have my wonderful moderators who are taking care of it. There was someone that came in earlier. What did they, oh, it was just some very inappropriate comment. So this is the one that I didn't use, and then this is the one I used. So I don't think I'd have enough for another hat with this. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Did I use half? Is that about half? I don't know. But Jess, did you get this same raffia yarn? Oh, Diana, thank you so much for coming in here. She said she has to go. Have a good night. It was so nice to chat with you. Weigh the hat. Yeah, that's a good idea, Marina, weigh the hat. So Jess, you got the same one? Yeah, and you can make a two-tone hat. Yeah, that would be interesting. I might do that at the end because I think I'll definitely make two hats. Maybe I'll make a third. We'll see. So Jess, when I followed the pattern, there's a mistake, which you probably got the email about the mistake. I don't know, did you get the email where I said that it was working up way small for me? I had to add rows and I had to add increases to have it fit my head. So just watch out for that. Okay, you did see that. So that's the only thing I would say is just kind of watch out for that. Did you finish the hat or did you start it yet, Jess? I was at work and couldn't respond. No, don't worry about that. I didn't know if you saw it. That's why I was mentioning it here. No worries. I know when I am working, I'm not allowed to use my phone. So when I go back to work, I won't be able to talk to you guys as much. Ivy said she has a tiny head. I think might have been small for a kid too. It was, I added, I think it was 3 extra rows on the top round before they started working down on the hat. And then when I started going down on the hat, it still was too small. It was still too tight. So I had to add some increases as I was doing that middle section. So I added a lot. Somebody would have to have a really, really, really teeny head in order to fit that. I was thinking it would be like a toddler hat if I would have done it per the directions. But it might have just been the way that I was working it up, or it could have been this raffia is different than the raffia that she used. I really don't know. She used something called Wool and the Gang raffia, which I don't even know if I saw that anywhere. So Marina said maybe go up a hook size or 2 on the next one. That's probably a good idea. I don't know how holy I want it to be though. You know what I mean? Like I still want it to protect me from the sun. That's why I was really excited about this, because I wear bucket hats all summer to try and keep the sun off of me. But if it's too holy, too lacy, I guess lacy is a better way to say it. If it's too lacy, it's not going to really keep the sun off me like I want to. This one that I did with the eye hook is pretty lacy. If I went up another hook size, I wonder about how lacy it would be. Sorry. Sorry about that. I should just show you guys so that you know what I mean. I was trying to hold off, but you guys, Heather, that's a good point too. But you guys will still watch on things we're making Thursday. So here's how it turned out. But if I hold it up like this, you can see it's pretty lacy. And I definitely need the sun protection. I haven't fully decided if I like it or not on me. Oh, sorry, the lighting is a little bit weird. I don't know. Haven't decided if I like it or not. I like it. I like how it looks on her, the girl who modeled it in the picture. I'm wondering if I made too many modifications and maybe it just didn't kind of turn out right. Thank you. Soyla said it's cool. I wore it today. We went out and made a trip to Costco, so I wore it for that. I think I might have done too many increases here. I don't really know. I don't know. Yeah, not too much protection. I probably still have to wear my SPF bucket hat if I'm going to be out in the sun for too much. Do I feel it covers enough? When I was out, I did, but the sun's not really out today. I mean, I know you can still get burned without the sun being out, but it covers my ears, which is really important. And it covers most of the top of my face. And I always have something with SPF, you know, on my cheeks and nose and stuff. Jess said it looks good on you. I thought it would be stiffer with the feel of it. Yeah, I was kind of surprised too. And I did block it. It tells you to block it at the end. So I followed her directions for blocking and I did block it. Right after I blocked it, it was a little stiffer, but it was very humid outside today, so I don't know if the humidity kind of ruined some of the blocking. I don't really know, because it was like more like this, but then I noticed as the night went on, it started kind of curling up a little bit. Marina said for my lupus, I have to stay out of the sun too, and I buy some protective hats. That's a good idea, sun protective hats. Yeah. I do the same thing. I'm just trying to be really careful not to aggravate my skin. Can it be starched? That's a good question. I don't know. I would have to look that up. Can raffia yarn be starched? I don't know the answer to that. I guess I'll have to figure that. That would be a good point. Maybe it would. Maybe I could stiffen it up with a little bit of starch, or add wire. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. So we'll see. I guess maybe I just have to get used to it. I'm not used to my bucket hats being like a little bit like frilly on the bottom. Maybe I just have to get used to that. Marina said, I've seen it where they add military wire to the brim. That's a good idea too. Do you just weave it in and out at the end? Is that how you do it? Great minds, Soila. All right. Well, we are going on 9:49 here. I know I sound like a party pooper, like, but I'm starting to get tired, and I've got to take my boys to bowling tomorrow morning. God, can't miss the bowling league. So I appreciate getting to hang out with you guys. This is wonderful. It looks cute in you. You look like you're going to the beach, Soila said. Thank you. So I think I'm gonna head out here now, but I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys tonight. I hope everybody has a great night. I want to do this again soon. I don't want to let too much time go by before we do another one. Thank you for coming to my live. I'm glad you caught it too, Jess. Jess, we'll have to do another one together sometime if you're up for it. We'll just email and figure it out. Thank you about the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Have a great night. Bye.